Hey everybody, Nicole here with RFA, Cellbotics, and the GRE. Sorry if you see me lag. I do have a little bit of a lag, I think, going on with my camera versus my voice. But let's get right to it. We are going to talk about B2B services, and we have some really great people that really understand that here on this call. So let's let everybody get introduced. Michael, we'll start with you.
Sure,
New face.
absolutely. Michael Hutchcraft, president of Glacier Consulting, helping companies become certified to many things, especially in R2, connecting companies with other people in the business to increase their increase their income, business, all that stuff.
Awesome. And so you guys, we literally just got off live with you. So it was really interesting to hear how shops can become R2 certified and what that can do for them. So I'm glad to have you here. If you guys have questions, just comment on whatever platform you're watching it on, and we'll actually see the comments. And we love comments because we get to actually like talk with you guys, you know? So that's fun with us. It's fun for us. So go ahead. If nobody knows who Tony is.
Yeah, so I am a rookie in the game. My name is Tony Baker. I am the co-founder and owner of GSM Warehouse. We are a distribution warehouse that supplies pre-owned certified devices, handsets, phones, Apple Watches, iPads, and Samsung devices. We are located in Florida. We've been in the industry for over 10 years supplying cell phone repair shops. Go to gsmwarehouse.com if you have any questions, or feel free to reach out to me, Tony Baker, on my Facebook, and my cell phone number is 813-900-4000.
You know, Tony, you have so much, you are in the world with the shop owners, and out just to start out B2B services, what are can you give 5 top B2B services that a shop should be offering for business to business, if it's them to another shop or them to a local company, what is,
I think few come across my mind when you say that. One, I would say micro soldering is very important for. I would give the actual service, and I would probably back it up with 2 points if that helps. So micro soldering is very important, and the reason to it is, number one, the technicians that does know or do know how to do micro soldering usually get paid a lot higher than the regular technicians. So for you not to have a overhead technician that you got to pay over $20, you can just do B2B to other cell phone repair shops or other guys that does micro soldering. It eliminates your overhead, plus the risk that you have to deal with the warranty. The second service that I do recommend is refurbishing. Refurbishing is very important to do it through B2B. 2 reasons. One would be the cost of equipments that you have to buy to get refurbishing done properly. And the second thing is the risk of damaging screens or damaging inventory that instead of you turn it into money, it turns to be a loss. The third B2B, I think that's all that comes to my mind is refurbishing micro soldering, pretty much.
Right. And I love how you touched on micro soldering, and then Jonathan just jumped in. It's like he just heard the word micro soldering, and then he's just like, I'm here,
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. So Jonathan, what do you do? Who are you, if nobody knows who you are?
Sure. So my name is Jonathan. I'm a store owner here in Florida. And my main thing here, with the reason why I'm in this live, is because I have a micro soldering academy that a lot of people don't know, but I'm just going to throw this out here. We're going to have a platform for online training. It's going to be bilingual very soon. We're looking at around a month from now at the most. And we have that option there for us. You were mentioning people that want to learn micro soldering, and refurbish is going to be there as well. It's just going to be taking a little bit more of time, but that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Congratulations. Okay. We were talking B2B services, right? So we all know micro soldering. If you're like just a mobile tech and you learn micro soldering and you're doing micro soldering from your home, that's like a full legit business. Like somebody could be extremely busy just doing that. And adding it as a store, I think, is a no-brainer too. We talked about refurbishing. You can refurbish screens for other shops, other types of companies. You can refurbish your own screens. But Michael, how about you chime in here? Something from an R2 standpoint. Where are the opportunities as far as B2B as an R2 if you were to get R2 certified as a store?
Yeah, one of the biggest opportunities is being able to just connect with each other. There's a lot of companies that'll only do work with other R2s. Another way is to get involved in some of the and here earlier, Nicole, I was talking about the carrier auctions. There's several other lower level auctions that you can get into as well to try to buy devices, get more things going on. Those are the two that come to mind for me.
Okay. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, Michael's company is actually the company who assisted Marquivas with Nerd It Now. And if you were at the last Gadget Repair Expo, you heard Marquivas speak. He started as a shop owner. Now he's in how big is his facility now?
Over 50,000 square feet. He
That's
went
amazing.
1,600 square feet to over 50,000. And then again, his headcount grew. And then obviously his business has grown very well.
That's awesome. Somebody made a comment here. Does anybody want to read that? I have a lag. No. Okay. All right. I'll read it. All right. We are discussing the future of B2B Face ID repair with the upcoming changes and solutions available in one of my chats earlier. It's interesting to see the progression of repair and how that affects everyone down the line. Soon, Face ID repair will be cheap and accomplishable by all. There are plenty of pros and cons depending on where you are in the supply chain. I'm sure Jonathan would love to chime in here. Jonathan.
Yeah, sure.
They called you out. You got to have something to say. I mean,
yeah, definitely, no problem. So yeah, the situation with the Face ID right now, I would say is just it's pretty much the process of how it works in general with the repairs. I will say, as an example, I put, for example, when the batteries had the problem with the message and everything. At first, it was a complicated process that you had to deal with a lot of things in order to just have a phone without a message. And of course, there's people working all the time in the industry that are trying to make it simple for everybody. So I will say the Face ID, like in the Face ID, talking about that, getting to the point where it's easier to fix it, and the point where it's just more simple and access to everybody to fix a Face ID, it's gonna be great. And the reason why is because, of course, people that do B2B, for this service that probably a lot of people cannot do right now, they're going to be affected because, of course, people are not going to send them the work anymore. Like, those are, I would say, the only people that will get affected. But otherwise, on the retail side, is going to be a great opportunity for a lot of people, because probably that don't apply micro soldering in their stores, they're going to be able now to fix a Face ID. So now there's an extra income that they probably didn't have, and they will be saving also cost of shipping their devices. They're going to have a better turnaround time. So I would say in general, it's better for all of us. It could affect some points on the B2B, but there is always something new that happens with the phone. So in this case, Face ID is getting to a point where it's more simple, but we don't know what's going to come up next. That is going to get, again, very difficult probably, and people are not going to be able to do, and they're going to send it to other stores in order to get them fixed as a B2B. So this is a nonstop. I will say this is a great thing. Of course, the Face ID is one of the things that took most time to have a simple tool to fix it. And now having it in our hands, it's a great thing, because now retail stores are going to be able to access to these repairs as well.
And so you're talking about a tool. So something is, Brad's commenting. So I know it's got to be some sort of tool. Something is, I mean, has this been announced? Where have I been? I've been sick for the past 2 weeks. So
yeah, there is they have been bringing a lot of different tools now that are able to fix the Face ID. And the Face ID was, let's say, a complicated repair, because the only way on doing it before, it was just with a micro soldering technician, and of course with a lot of technique and a lot of precision, just because the way it has to be placed on the camera, it has to be perfect for the Face ID to work. So there is a new tool that came out that are going to save time in terms of doing a micro soldering job, and also on having it to align it in a way that would take you hours. So that's probably what they're talking about. And there are other things that are coming out for repairs that are just making it more simple for everybody. But it doesn't
That's
mean
great.
it doesn't mean that micro soldering is not important, because this process is still involves micro soldering. It
Okay.
involves it in a way less, let's say, labor than before, but it's still present. So yeah, that's
I
what
love
came.
that. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I feel like micro soldering is just a natural progression as a technician. You know, we don't teach micro soldering. We focus on bringing people into the industry. So people who don't know anything about it, but we always tell them you need to progress into micro soldering, and refurb, because there's just so much of it. Michael, what is your take on, if somebody has a shop and they're doing micro soldering and they have the team to do it, is there opportunities to work with R2 facilities if you become R2 to do this type of thing? I mean, do they sell devices they sell broken devices, right, at these auctions? So you can.
Yeah. Yeah, they do, and it's interesting because I recently put a company in with another company who didn't have the ability. I think they were fixing something with LCDs that they just didn't have the ability to. So luckily, they reached out to me, and I had a couple of people I can send them to. So and the reason why they wanted to use an R2 is they wanted to make sure that the scrap off of those items is being handled by a downstream vendor. So
Awesome.
there's definitely opportunities for that, and even if you're not even talking about R2, like take it to just a business development portion. There's if you don't want to become R2, there's plenty of other companies out there that you can contact and get some of that work done and make sure that scrap is being handled correctly.
Oh, that's great. So I want to go to some comments real quick before I talk. I wanted to ask you something, Tony, too. So Joe says, "Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Joe?" Angel is saying, "Can't argue with progress." Someone commented, which I think is Brad, but for some reason his name's not showing up. Dead stock is also an issue in upgrading to new equipment and consumables. Does anybody know what exactly he's speaking on there? Elaborate more if you commented that. Angel says, "Hey, what's up, Nicole and Tony? What's up, Angel?"
Was good.
I think Brad again commented a link to a document. So if you're watching this, go find the link on one of the comments on social media. But here's the link. Take a photo, type it in if you want to into your browser so you can open it. And then we've got I'm not sure which part of that is your name, but he says, "Hi, greetings." And then someone else says, "Hi." So Tony, the big question, do you micro solder at all of your stores? How do you get micro soldering done? You have all of these locations. What are you doing?
We currently do micro soldering in at least half of our locations. Like I said earlier, the main problem in micro soldering is probably finding the right people that are able to do micro soldering and to have them in a busier location where it doesn't become an overhead. Because to have a micro soldering technician, their pay is totally different than a regular technician. We give them different hours. So we have, let's say, 6 locations that does have micro soldering technicians out of 15. And worst case scenario, if we get micro soldering work at the locations where no micro soldering technician is available, we'll tell the customers usually 24 to 48 hours to have the phone ready. The most important thing is we do not say no to customers, and turning away customers is probably more negative effect into your business than telling them anything else. Because I think what it is, if you're not doing everything in your store, you're creating a competitor to yourself. Anyone can come and open near you and offer micro soldering, and possibly only micro soldering, and may grow by time. Because I believe that the things that the customers are looking for are the rare things that people can fix. So if you're offering micro soldering, I think it would be a great thing for you in your city or wherever you're at. You'll stand out a lot more. it probably needs time to advertise it to clients and maybe the customers can understand what micro soldering is. But I think for customers that have tried repairing a micro soldering job at a regular store and that store screwed it up, they'll understand what micro soldering is. And when you're advertising it, you'll shine up. You'll shine between your competitors, and that's what makes you just another cell phone repair shop, or it makes you that cell phone repair shop.
Right. And I think with advertising, you can say, did another shop tell you that can't be fixed?
Yeah, we don't turn anyone away. Yeah, we don't turn anyone away. We don't. We have a solution for every repair. And 2 days ago, I had a friend of mine who actually damaged his, I think it was a 12 Pro Max or 13 Pro Max. The phone is like in a million pieces. For me to tell that guy, yes, we can fix it. The guy said, I'll pay you $1,000 to fix it. That's how much I need information from inside the phone. So, sometimes doing something unique can makes you more profit and more money than whatever anybody else is doing for $10, $20 profit on just slapping a screen. Right. And I think refurbishing is probably going to be famous in the next few months with all these news about the Samsung screens, so it's going to be huge.
Yeah, next week's topic, we're actually going to talk about what's going on with the screen parts issue that's going on right now. So we're going to have some vendors on. So that'll be a great chat. But yeah, I think refurb is going to, I know refurb for a fact is very, it's very profitable. But even if you are in a position where you can't yet add micro soldering refurb, I don't really know what your excuse is. A lot of times I hear cost, time to go get trained, where the training is located, can't learn online, don't feel confident enough to go to that one course, and what do we say to people that come, as business owners, like maybe they're like, man, I really need to offer something else, but then at the same time, they slap you with an excuse why they can't go do it or add it. What do we say to those?
Well, invest in yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I have a suggestion. What I did is just, this is coming from my experience. What I did is, if you're a one person, let's say shop that you have to learn everything by yourself, and you see that adding micro soldering or refurbish for you to do it is too much, try to find a way of making a profitable business with whatever service you want to add. I give you an example. In my stores, when we started needing micro soldering, as Tony mentioned, the payment for a technician is way higher than a regular technician that doesn't know micro soldering. So you got to find a way in order to that payment that you're going to be making for the technician, in case that is not you have to make it profitable in some way. What I did is I started buying damaged phones that did micro soldering work. And in that way, even if we don't get customers that come with micro soldering, because that doesn't happen all the time, there's some days that people don't really come and do micro soldering, you at least have a second job that you can give them while they're not busy. So you can pretty much the money that you're paying is going to be reflected on the stock that you're going to sell, and you're going to get that profit out of there. So that's one of the ways to do it. There's tons of ways of doing it. Probably just put on a schedule where they can come and fix all the devices that they left, and ask for a time to your customer in order to complete the repairs within the time that was expected, and just start adding them. As you say, the excuse of not doing it is more of like being scared of starting a new service and coming with new costs in your business. But if you do it in a plan, if you do it in a way that you already know what's going to happen with this technician, if there's no micro soldering work, what can I do with him? Can he help me on sales? Can he help me on repairing other stuff? Can he do marketing on Facebook? Something that you can put in there, and they can still help you make your business profitable without being worried about paying something that you don't know if you're going to use. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing, let's say on micro soldering, is if you're going to be doing it by yourself, or if you're going to start with another technician and you're going to have another payment into your company, just find some other ways. There's B2B as well that you can offer. So look for B2B, bring those B2B works to your technician. Don't make much, that's for sure, because it's a B2B service, but you're still
Mhm.
making enough money to cover the payments and, of course, getting out of something more out of there. So that's one of the, let's say, solutions that I can think of that you can start with in order to start offering micro soldering. And there's one thing, like the marketing when you do micro soldering is not even necessary. And the reason why is because here in town in Jacksonville, we're I would say the only stores that offer micro soldering work that is in-house. And we get a lot of referrals from AT&T, T-Mobile, Metro PCS, even from repair companies that are in the city and they don't do micro soldering job, they send it to us. They're like, hey, this guy can do it. We cannot, but this guy can do it. And that's what marks the difference at the time that you have a store. They say, okay, so if I come here next time, they're not going to say no. That's the great part. And that's where you start building a business that is more profitable.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I don't know if anyone wants to add first to that before I was going to tell a story about someone, but okay. So we have a student who actually came to us, and he was he's really not like a people person. He didn't want to do work with the regular customer, so he just dove right into refurb. I mean, it's a few years later, and he actually has a big facility. And he started out by just posting in the groups. And I understand that he was a beginner, so he didn't even, he wasn't even like that experienced, but he didn't care. He would just post in the groups, "Hey, I'll do 5 free screens for you if you just let me earn your business." And so that's how he started. And now he's so busy, he doesn't even have to post anymore. And as soon as he refurbs screens, he says he's got companies all over the US and outside the US that buy them from him. So right now he was doing it in his garage, but he since then bought a warehouse, and he's got people set up like an assembly line, and he is refurbishing. He buys, refurbishes, or does refurb as a service. And that all happened within 2 years. So when he came to us, he actually had a job, and he was going to do this on the side. And he was like, I have a career. I'm an engineer. I will never leave my career. 2 years later, he's like, I walked away from my career because I'm making so much money. I don't need to do that anymore. I actually wrote a blog about him on sellbotics.com and told his story. And that's something that it can do for you if you kind of step in and you know what you're going to do and you get dedicated to it. And I want to mention, outside of adding a service for B2B, there are B2B things that you can do for businesses that you do right now. So even like computer repair, screen repair, charge ports, batteries, you can reach out to local companies that just have these devices for their employees and things like that. So there's that too. You wouldn't even have to increase your skill set. You just need to get out and talk to companies. LinkedIn is a really big platform for me for B2B. And that's because I post about these things and companies reach out. But not only do I post, every day we're connecting. So every day I'm going on my page and I'm connecting with companies that are in certain areas, that are in certain markets, and connecting with people that work at those companies so they see my posts. So I feel like that's really important. So anything else you guys want to add about B2B services? Oh, I think we've covered all of it. Joseph is saying he's from West Africa. Oh, wow. Thank you for following and being on here and watching us. He says, I'll be coming to the Toronto event. That's awesome. Toronto is July 19th and 20th. So if you are in Canada or want to go to Canada, definitely check that out. That show is going to be amazing. We'll have some lives with the Toronto team as we get closer to that month. And Anthony says that was a good idea. I think that was when you brought up buying devices and fixing them and reselling them. So let's just get to who sponsored this live, right? The Gadget Repair Expo. You guys, we do this every week because we want to stay fresh in your mind. And we want to remind you that this expo pertains to your business. This is the expo for repair shops. This is where you need to go once a year to meet new people, meet new vendors, meet your current vendors, get deals, close deals, meet the B2B. What do you guys want to say a little bit about the Gadget Repair Expo? Michael, I'm going to let you start because you're a new face and you loved the expo so much that your company is now a sponsor of the expo.
Absolutely. I'll basically reiterate what I said earlier. I was just blown away by what I saw in San Antonio. Really, really great energy and just something that I wanted to be more involved in. Yeah, absolutely. I want to work with companies and help them get certified if that's the route they want to go. But it just was really such a great experience that I just wanted to be a part of it. So I appreciate being a part of this association and being invited to this forum.
Yes, thank you. It's exciting. I'm glad you guys are a sponsor, and we definitely look forward to hearing you speak. So you will be speaking, or is it going to be someone else and you, or do you guys know yet?
No, it will be me.
Awesome.
I may have other members of the team come because we're going to
Mhm.
have a booth, and that way we'll have the booth man the whole time. But it's pretty much going to be me. It'll only be me doing the speaking.
And so if you guys have always wanted to learn about what R2 can do for your cell phone store, getting certified, go there, go to the booth, go hear him speak. They're going to be, getting down to the nitty-gritty information that you need to know as a shop owner of how this can help your business. Stop
Absolutely.
sleeping on this kind of stuff. If you want to go to the next level and you want to do something big for your community and increase revenue and access to larger clients, this is the way to go, and you can come and ask questions right there live. So I'm excited for that. What about you guys, Jonathan, Tony?
Okay. What I want to say about the expo, I mean, it's 100%. I'll say 1,000% necessary if you want to start growing your business. I just want to give a clear example of how it helped me grow my business. We were there last year for the expo, and we had a lot of requests from people asking, hey, do you have online trainings? And at the time we just were doing in-person trainings, as you know. And that was something that pretty much clicked on my head, and I say, okay, we got to start doing something, because people, it's not that they don't want to spend and come to you. It's just better if you're at your store, probably not a busy time, and you get into the platform and start learning and start practicing. So I say, you know what, let me start something and see how we can get this to the online training in a way that people can actually learn. So the way I did it is we started with free content, which you can see on our YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and we even have like Twitch lives weekly where we teach people micro soldering, and this is completely free. And the reason why we did it this way is because we wanted to see if it actually works in order for people to learn without being in person. So we started this, and we've been 2 months now that we've been giving free content on every platform that we can, and we saw that it was a possibility. So in case that, let's say, if I didn't go to this expo, it wouldn't open my mind to the point where it says, hey, go online, because that's what people want. And this is just one small fact of what I have learned in the expos. Of course, everybody has a different line in business. If they want to do retail, if they want to do wholesale, if they want to do prepaid, like everything that you want is going to be in this expo. If you want to combine a lot of things, you will have it. And the greatest thing of everything is that you actually see people in front of you talking to you, explaining you how it works. And that's the most, let's say, thing that is worth on this expo. Correct. Because if you come here, you talk to people, and you open your mind to things that you didn't even think of, this is going to be a great opportunity, and it's going to be a great investment for your business. So that's
awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. Tony.
It's hard to put it in words. That's how much it is priceless to actually be at an expo. To be honest, going back to the San Antonio GRE, I've met customers where we haven't done business in 2 years, and we reconnected again. And since that, convention, the expo, until now, these guys are buying on a weekly basis. Sometimes I think if we are as exhibitors or businesses benefiting out of this, you can imagine how much you will benefit out of this as a store owner. I think you can always think that you are doing a lot until you go to an expo and see what the other people are doing. Going to other cities and meeting other vendors and meeting even other business owners, cell phone repair shop owners, it's priceless. You connecting with, yes, you can connect with these people online on Facebook groups or forums or whatnot, but I think the face-to-face always leaves a different kind of experience. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Jonathan said, we learn as exhibitors being there, listening to the customers and store owners. I think my biggest deals and my best deals and my best customers until today I've met in expos. And even my closest friends I've met in expos. So you can imagine how much you're connecting and building bridges between you and another kind of business. You know, you're in the cell phone business, so you'll find somebody like Michael who's in the R2 certification. You'll find somebody like Jonathan who is in the micro soldering training. You find like Nicole with the repair training. You find everyone. So what I always say, you have a store, you're paying rent, might as well put everything you can under that roof to make money off. And there's so many services like the V2Pay, such as like the financing companies.
RTO, yeah.
Yeah, these companies are free. You do not pay $1 to get their service. I remember, a while ago, you used to have to pay a membership of a master agent to have net 10 in your stores. Right now, these master agents wants you to be in their stores. So they're fighting to pay you the most to keep their service in your store. So at the end of the day, take advantage of it. If you're a cell phone repair shop, go shop around. Go to the Expo. Go to the Gadget Repair Expo in Orlando. Compare. See what's best for your store and take it. Vendors are fighting for you. Take advantage of it.
And it's like speakers. I mean, I cannot stress this enough, is that we are really working hard to make sure that the speakers are not just talking at you, that they actually are helping you. So like, for example, we had Jeff Sandridge, which I think was what you suggested, Tony.
Yeah, I suggested
Jeff. Yeah. $1 million shop, one store does $1 million revenue a year. I mean, everybody got to hear him speak. Chris is joining us right before we're about to jump off. Thank you, Chris. Welcome.
Listen, I'm so sorry. I'm here.
I got one more thing I really want to add. As I'm seeing a lot of these expos or conventions that are going around, I honestly, me as a cell phone repair shop owner and a wholesaler for phones, I see where the issues is. And the Gadget Repair Expo, being the Gadget Repair Expo, actually, like Nicole said earlier, we are part of this industry. We are not people that are talking, at you. We're people that are talking with you. So, in a lot of these expos I've been to, you got someone that never left his desk, telling you how to run your business. You know what I mean? A guy with a suit. I mean, no offense, but a guy like with a suit and never been in the field, never dealt with a customer, never knew what blacklisting is, never knew what iCloud locked is, never knew what the financing companies are, never knew that people get paid their income tax in February and March and April, and that's your busiest season. Never knew that iPads sell on Christmas, they don't sell in the summer. Never knew that May or June would be slow because people left their school. Never knew that January is the worst month of the year because people are paying off their credit cards.
Tony is dropping some bombs right now. I'm like, yes.
They don't know that. So for these guys to come and sit on speaker panel telling you how to operate your business, I just think it's really not fair. So I, believe it or not, fight to speak on a panel for free because I believe that you guys as cell phone repair shop owners deserve to have one of you, and I it's an honor for me to be one of you, be on that panel and telling you what's the other side look like. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Tony. It's so awesome. Chris, tell us who you are. You just jumped on. If nobody knows who you are for some strange reason, who are you?
I am Chris at Savannah Eye Doctor, right here in Savannah, Georgia. All things, device repair. I'm just another one of these guys. I'm like Tony's son. Tony is. I want to be like Tony. I want to be like Tony. I look up to Tony.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Chris, what is your take on first, I want to get 3 top B2B services that every shop. So you own 2 locations and you're very successful. You're very well known in the industry. What are 3 things that you think as B2B services every shop should be doing?
B2B services every shop should be doing is definitely, obviously, screen repairs, because that's the most. It's a lot of flippers out there who just don't work on phones, and they have no desire to. They just want to send it to you and let you find out what's wrong with it. If you know what's wrong, they'll let you fix it. If you slow in your store, like if it's just you, and you can do B2B, you can handle a couple of phones. Look for these guys that have these ads, buying phones, because a lot of those guys don't even fix phones. They just buy them and flip them.
So you just reach out to the ad and say, hey, I'm a repair tech. If you need some services, let me know.
Yeah. If I see an ad, that's how I link with people in my area. I see those ads and I'll say, hey, we fix phones. So if you ever had any that needed anything done, like, we'll do it for you. Everybody else is so, like, we live in a world of abundance. This is a huge world, and there's not a lot of people that do what we do. And we need more people to do it, because we can't do it. If we try to gatekeep the people that want to get into the industry will blow, it'll burn out. There'll be nobody to fix it. And then what happens? Then they'll find some machines that come in and do it, I guess. I don't know, but I reach out to those guys because I believe in collaboration over competition. We can do better as a unit than we can individually. And as a whole, I love going to GRE because we're changing the industry as we know it, and we can all share with each other. It's always been a vibe where nobody's kept any information. Tony, anytime I need something from Tony, like he's there.
I'm always here.
Anytime I need, we may not talk every day. And if I need something from Nicole, Tony,
we're supposed to be talking anyways. So I was sick last week. I'm a week behind, but we are going to talk soon.
Yeah. So yeah, but it's it's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff that it's a lot of stuff that we can all learn from each other. And I'm just all about growth. I look at all these other guys and how successful they are. They're successful for a reason. You look at Jeff. Jeff is successful because he has a system. A lot of people in this industry, we got into it kind of hustling screens, and it was kind of built in me because the hustle was just natural. But I realized that people necessarily, they're not buying when they come here. They don't come because they buying into Savannah Eye Doctor. They're buying into the eye doctor. They love the service that we provide. They love what we give, what we offer them. They don't get that anywhere else. We may not make the most money, but our customers are happy and our customers love us. And my family, we're taken care of, and that's all that matters for the most part.
But you also do back glass. Is that
yeah. So front, see, I just went all the way off task.
I love it. You were saying all good stuff. Nobody was going to stop you.
I got ADHD, so we got we got front screen, screen repairs, back glass, and like just the miscellaneous things. Like they need ear speaker repairs. They need charging ports. Sometimes the charging ports is just a cleaner. Like you helping them out, charge them a couple. It helps to bring in a little bit of extra money. So you got to be doing some B2B. Front glass refurb, Apple Watches, all that stuff. You got to be doing something.
Love it. Okay, I'm posting this in the chat so then people can just check that out. Okay, so, and lastly, the Expo. You came to the Expo. I'm so excited about Florida because I think you bring in your whole family and everybody involved.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing. Yeah,
it's a write-off vacation. I'm just gonna say it on social media what it is. Take a vacation, write it off. This is your prime opportunity. This is what they talk about when they say travel with your family and write it off.
Exactly. Yeah, we live that every day here.
Yeah, I rub it in. Florida man. What was so exciting for you at the last Expo?
Oh man, the refurb. I was locked into the refurb and the micro soldering. The refurb mostly
demos?
Yeah, the demos.
Yeah,
the demos is because that was my next step was refurb. And since then, when I left there, oh man, we got just screens here, right here.
Who are you refurbing them for? Is it other businesses like B2B, or are you doing your own?
I mean, I do them for myself, so we can have original stock if we need it. We got extra screens. It's just more inventory for us to have, and then it gives me something to teach my daughter, she's going into. I'm gonna teach her refurb, so that's next for her refurbing and
She's gonna be
Microsoft.
set. She got to
Yeah.
start doing it for other businesses. Y'all gonna
Yeah, she actually, to be honest, y'all probably she actually does all of our B2B repairs now.
Wow.
Our home base is our first store. That's home base, so they go to her first. She handles the simple stuff, the screens, the back glass, anything else that needs micro soldering or ear speakers, all that. She just send that over to me. I mean, the system is what works. Once you have the system, you don't have to work as hard. And we just have to understand that we can hire people to help us along the way. That's why, listen, Tony taught me. I learned this from Tony and Jeff, like watching how these guys operate. Like, it's like laser. It's a system. When I go to Tony's store or to GSM warehouse, wherever I go, I mean, I can meet Tony anywhere in Florida.
Yeah.
If I'm in Florida, anywhere Tony is, everywhere he goes, the system is the same. It doesn't change. That's what gets us where we need to go.
Well, I want to add, since you brought up demos, we are working on getting drone repair demo and TV repair demo. So we have 2 experts in those fields that are going to come out and do live demos on how to actually repair those types of devices. So I'm excited about that. We're going to have the micro soldering, refurb. I know Jonathan's going to be doing a demonstration of micro soldering. He's also going to be one of the judges on the micro soldering championship, which we will have more information about in 2 weeks. We will be going live with all of the judges. I'm so excited to announce that. So, just to sum up this call, you guys, you can do B2B. Go get your ticket for the expo. It's only $99. I mean,
if you don't come, I'm telling you, if you don't come to this expo, like, you're missing out.
Yeah, you're not alone. Stop sitting behind the screen and feel alone that you have nobody to help you with your business and you're lost. There is a whole
calculate how many cups of coffees you buy off Starbucks a month. You're probably gonna you're paying more than coming to this expo. And you can't call this
get a vacation.
Yeah, you can't call this your business, your income, if you're not investing in it. This is not a side business. If you're doing this as a side business, then you need to find something else to do. You can't call this business as your business and you're not really investing your time and effort and travel into it. I think everyone, why do you think every year people that goes to these expos keep going to the expos?
Yeah.
Why do you think these guys got money to blow? No, they don't. They actually know that every time they go, they learn something new.
I just want to give my money away and go there for no reason.
It really pays off. It really pays off. Look, I know regular store owners that came to the Gadget Repair Expo in San Antonio and the previous one in Atlanta. They walked home with a value of way more than what they invested to come to the store. Whether it's a value of information or whether it's a vendor, whatever it is, you go home with something that's worth it. That's why you see a lot of these guys every time. You'll find like 1,000 people that go in every expo, and then the next expo it's 1,100, 1,100, then 1,200. Then because there's more people that's coming, and they keep coming every year. Mm-hmm. The ones that already came, they're gonna keep coming. They're not going nowhere.
And there's a reason why, because it's so beneficial. So get your ticket. It's going to be Orlando, May 11th and 12th. It's a beautiful area. It's the Orlando Convention Center. There's going to be so many people there, so many vendors. We have people like Michael's company, Glacier Consulting, that is a sponsor, one of the sponsors. Tony's GSM is a sponsor. Jonathan's going to be there doing a demo and being a judge. And you can talk to any of them. Chris is going to be there. We're going to have something for him to do too. And so everybody's going to be there dropping knowledge.
I'm a float. I float around and mingle with the people.
You do. You guys get around. I'm just excited to see everybody there. So come on down to the expo and we will see you again next week. Don't miss next week's live. We're going to be talking about the very important issue of the screens, and I'm going to try to get some vendors on to talk about everything that's going on with.
If your daughter's not coming, I'm not coming, Nicole.
She's coming. She's ready. She's got lined up. She's a brand ambassador now. I mean, I got companies like, I need your daughter for the day,
Yeah,
so.
Tell her we're going to put her on TikTok too.
She wants to. She's there. So she'll be there. Definitely. I can't wait to hook her up with your kids. They're going to be best friends. All right, guys. Thank you for being on the live. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll
Thank
see you next
everyone.
week.
Thank you.
Good talking to you guys. Have a
Bye.
good one.
There's this. Bye-bye.